Here are 11 things to do when visiting Nashville, Tennessee. I hope it's helpful and you enjoy it. If you're looking for great food, great music, and adult beverages, Broadway between 2nd and 12th Streets is for you. Broadway is by far the most fun place in Nashville day and night. Up-and-coming musicians fill the bars and honky-tonks looking to be discovered, and many in the past have been.
I read books and I watch movies. I slow down to see the beauty of the things God gave to me.
Also, Nashville is the #1 bachelorette destination in the entire United States, and Broadway is one of the places that they come to celebrate. You'll find them in the bars, outside cruising and partying, on the party buses and trailers being towed down the street. You will also find a variety of stores and shops that are really appealing to tourists. You'll find the area located in the heart of downtown Nashville by the Cumberland River. No trip to Nashville is complete without a visit to Music Row, located on 16th and 17th Avenue South, Division Street and Music Square in Nashville. This is the home of the country music industry, with a slew of record labels, radio stations, and recording studios working side by side. There are also live venues on or near Music Row to check out the established artists as well as the up-and-comers looking to break through. Here's another attraction you don't want to miss. This is the fastest way to see all the major sites in the city of Nashville in the comfort of a trolley. Then figure out which ones you want to go back to and spend time at. You can also hop on and hop off, and it takes the pain away from navigating around the city. Another sight to see while you're here in Nashville is the Hermitage. The Hermitage, the home to Andrew Jackson, our President of the United States back then. The mansion is absolutely gorgeous. The grounds are breathtaking, and the tour is just spectacular. Something I would highly recommend. The Hermitage was owned by Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States, from 1804 until his death at the Hermitage in 1845. And also serves as his final resting place. Jackson lived at the property occasionally until he retired from public life in 1837. It is a National Historic Landmark. The Hermitage is built in a secluded meadow that was chosen as a house site by Rachel Jackson, the wife of Andrew Jackson. From 1804 to 1821, Jackson and his wife lived in a log cabin. Jackson commissioned construction of a more refined house, and the original mansion was a 2-story Federal-style building. Construction took place between 1819 and 1821. The house had 4 rooms on the ground floor and 4 rooms on the second level, each with a fireplace and chimney. The grassy fields and open skies of his home must have served as Jackson's inspiration when he aptly named it Hermitage, which is a French word meaning retreat. Anyone who visits these peaceful surroundings will certainly agree. So another thing to do when visiting Nashville is to come out here to the town of Lynchburg, where the famous Jack Daniels Distillery is. It's one heck of an operation and well worth the time to see. Just another tip on things to do. In 1866, Jack Daniels became the first registered distillery in the United States. Today, it's the top-selling American whiskey in the world. For 150 plus years, the story went that young Jack Daniels learned his trade from a man named Dan Call. Jasper Jack Daniels was born in 1850, and as a teenager, Daniel was taken in by Dan Call, who was a local preacher and a moonshine distiller. He began learning the distilling trade from Call and his master distiller, Nathan Green, an enslaved African-American man. In 1875, Daniel founded a legally registered distilling business with Call. He took over the distillery shortly afterwards when Call quit for religious reasons. After taking over the distillery in 1884, Daniel purchased the hollow and land where the distillery now is located. And the rest of the story is Jack Daniels history. Another must-see is the Johnny Cash Museum here in Nashville. And I'm telling you, you want to see a place that's busy, this place is busy. So let's go and have a look. Again, I can't do any video inside unless I violate the rules, but I'll let you know how it is. Born in 1932, Johnny Cash was one of the best-selling recording artists of all times. Throughout his lifetime, he has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Country Music Hall of Fame, and many others. The 18,000 square foot museum houses stage costumes, handwritten letters, notes and lyrics, his Air Force uniform, and other memorabilia. Numerous musical instruments, gold records, and much, much more can be found there. If you're a fan, this is a must-see. The Country Music Hall of Fame. This is actually a must-do also. Seems like all of them I'm saying that about. Take a lot of time when you come here because it is a large exhibit, but it's unbelievable all of the memorabilia that they do have in there. So definitely worth a stop. That's on my list here, things to do in Nashville. The Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum is one of the world's largest repositories of the country music artifacts. The Hall of Fame Museum moved to a new 140,000 square foot facility in downtown Nashville in 2001, and in 2014 the museum unveiled a $100 million expansion, doubling the size to 350,000 square feet of galleries, archive storage, educational classrooms, retail stores, and spatial event space. Back in the early 1900s, this whole area was owned by Marathon Motor Works. And after a number of years, they went out of business, the building sat vacant, and now under the revitalization here in Nashville, they've been taken over and there's all kinds of shops that you can visit down here. This is another stop when in Nashville that you might want to take. Besides music studios and other businesses operating here in the Marathon Motor Works building, you also have Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery down on the south end. So if you want to try some whiskeys, this is the place to come to while you're here. If you come to Centennial Park here in Nashville, you're going to have the chance to see the Parthenon. This is an exact replica of the Parthenon in Athens, Greece. This one here in Centennial Park was built in 1897. Still standing tall today. Take a look at it. So the Parthenon is now an art museum here in Nashville, and it's quite expansive. If you are into art, another place you might want to take a look. And it sits here in beautiful Centennial Park. Centennial Park is 132 acres of lakes, trees, and grass. Definitely a great place to come and spend some time. Well, another thing to do here in Nashville is visit the General Jackson for your riverboat ride and the Grand Ole Opry entertainment. So that's what we're about to do now, and we've heard nothing but great about it from the people. So take a look at this. Hey.
Check for that, please.
Another thing to do while visiting Nashville is come out here to the Mammoth Caves National Park. It is a national park, so if you do have or you're a senior and you have a park pass, you'll get in for free. It's about a little over an hour's drive outside of Nashville, but it's a beautiful drive and an easy drive. So the drive in here to the Caverns Caves is absolutely spectacular. This is what you're going to be looking at pretty much the entire drive. There's also excellent biking trails all throughout this area here. They're maintained well, they're gravel, and if you're into bicycling, this is definitely a place to come. And this is walking down to the main entrance of the cave. A beautiful trail, lush green all around you. These are all of the tools that were used by the miners here in the cavern. One thing to consider if you do the caves, you might want to bring a little bit of a coat or a sweater even in the middle of summer. 55 degrees in here right now. A little on the chilly side. Besides traversing through the caves here, there's also a lot of other trails if you want to do hiking, picnicking, or just go out and enjoy the views. So that's another alternative once you're here and you're done with the caverns. I hope you enjoyed watching 11 Things to Do while in Nashville, and hopefully it'll be helpful when you visit that city. Please subscribe to my channel as I have a variety of content such as city tours, travel adventures, hotel reviews, and cruise reviews, and other interesting things. Thanks again for watching, and look for the next video from Pat's Adventures. Take care.